Hello, 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 beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey.
Hi, everybody in the chat. If you can hear me, please, by all means, do me a favor and press one. Press one, press one. Press one, press one. Press one,
I'm
press
patiently
one.
waiting. Oh, there we go. We got one.
Okay, I had to mute that because I'm just hearing myself in the background. I see the ones, I see the ones, I see the ones, I see the ones. Thank you for you all's patience. I know that generally I am a stickler for time, and I most certainly do not want to belabor the time by having you all to wait ever so long once again. Um, but I'm so glad that you all decided to come out with us today, hanging out with me, TinaMo, and that is TinaMo Tea Time with TinaMo of the TinaMoSho podcast. I'm so glad that you all are here. And you know that we have a special guest that I'm going to be uh, introducing in just a second. I just want to go ahead and acknowledge the chat. I've seen so many of you all already. Thank you, Nikki, Yolanda. I appreciate you coming out. Um, and yes, I do see you. And appreciate y'all coming out. Melinda, appreciate you coming out. Welcome to the SIP. Um, Cheryl, so glad to see you this evening. Welcome to the SIP. Um, appreciate you for the positive vibes. I saw Elevated. Appreciate you coming in and almost off the cuff today because this everything has been a little rattled, but it's shaking together and coming together. If that's all right with you all. Thank you, Tiff, for coming in. Appreciate you stepping into the SIP. Um, and we're gonna get this thing going. You all are so wonderful. I appreciate all of you all that are supporting us tonight. Um, and I want to go ahead with this introduction. Um, in that five, four, three, two, and one. Welcome to Tea Time with Tina Mo of the Tina Mo Show podcast, where the tea gets poured, sipped, refilled, and overflows. You have entered the space where hot topics are discussed with some of the most prolific minds of our generation. This week, we will be sharing the space with one of our very own in the Are You Locked In community, content creator, fashionista, mother, first responder, sister, intellectual, nurse, and newly found friend. All things MiaJai. So get a cup and come to get your feel as we discuss the choices between bitterness and forgiveness, how we understand and respond to each perspective, the methods used to maintain survival and functionality in life, and things we've learned about each viewpoint. So let us prepare our ears for the voice of the hour, affectionately called Mia J. Hello, Mia J. How are you?
I am well, and hello to you too. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
So
I'm
glad
so
to have you
excited.
this evening. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but I'm excited.
Nervous but excited is a great observation. Sounds like a little emotional intelligence here. Because when I tell you I'm nervous and excited, that is exactly where I am today. And you sometimes can wonder what would make a person who's so accustomed to speaking to people all the time and asking questions and interviewing people in this space, why would I be nervous? Well, one of the things that I think about all the time is what happens when you come across someone and they absolutely blow your mind. And so, in watching your content and having the time to be in your chat and seeing the different things that you talk about, I've always been like, I know there's so much more behind what we see and or what we get the chance to see. And so at this point I was like, I'm a bowl of nerves. I'm a bucket of nerves, if you will. And just um thinking to myself, I was like, there's so many layers to you. And I feel like even with the introduction, I was like, that wasn't even enough, not to my standards. But I most certainly, with the things that I had come to know in speaking with you briefly and in watching your content, I was like, there are so many things about you. And so what I want to ask, number one, in you hearing that introduction, because we starting in, we're coming in hot, coming in
Okay.
real, real hot.
Yes.
Starting with that, want to first ask you, you've heard what I've said thus far concerning you, just in the introduction alone.
Hmm.
My question now is, what would you uh, consider to be a better, not necessarily a better introduction, but how would you describe yourself if you were introducing yourself to the people?
That's a good question because a lot of the times I'll just play the background, but um, I'm cool. I'm that favorite auntie. I'm that cool ass friend that you can call in the middle of the night, the first thing in the morning, whatever you need. Um, I'm always up on my sneaker game. Let's see. Oh gosh, you asking me this right off the top of my head. Let's see what else. I'm always down for a good laugh. I'm always available for a shoulder to cry on. I may even need your shoulder, but that's just me thinking off the top of my head. But I think you did an excellent job. I don't know about the fashionista now, but I don't know because certain things, I'm just like, I like some things, but some things I don't. But that fashionista thing, I was a little tea at.
Clock it.
Hey, glad of that.
If it's one thing that I sat back and I watched, is you remind me very much of a painting, um, kind of abstractly. Not that you wouldn't see the beauty in an abstract painting, but more so the things that make that come to mind when you see it, and how each person can walk up and take away something different. And that's what you remind me of, in that you're so many different things to so many different people and in so many different spaces. And then you come to YouTube as a content creator and you introduce small tidbits and pieces of yourself and you share with us. And I'm always enamored with those who are multifaceted, and that's what I see as it relates to you, is that you're
Oh, thank you.
multifaceted and you don't have a flat personality. You're quite funny, I mean, quite funny, hilarious. If you could hear me with some of the cackling I have done, listening to some of your lives, whether you're in the car or you're in the house, it doesn't matter. If you just ordering something to eat, you're going to say something that is going to tickle me at some point. And so, with the bubbly personality, I also know there has to be a seriousness to you as well, especially in considering the line of work that you do or have done, and the study that you've had to um, the things that you've had to matriculate as it in regards to college, and giving yourself to study. And so, what I wanted to know is what is your pedigree And what would you consider to be your passion?
So as far as pedigree, um, the things I do, the hats that I wear, I am a dispatcher, EMT, medical assistant, referral specialist, but mainly the main thing that I guess all of that boils down to caring for people. And so with all of that, customer service always comes to mind. You know what I mean? No matter which hat I got on that whatever day, customer service always comes to mind.
Mhm.
Uh
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of something that I missed.
I want to ask you this though, in regards to um, what you do. I mean, of course, you have given us a list of things as it relates to being an EMT, and being a dispatcher. How does that tie in with your passion?
Well, I always look at it as what if let me put it this way. So when I go into the job, be it dispatching or EMT or even medical assistant, I always look at it as what if I'm someone else that has to help my mother or a family member or a friend. So, or even myself, I have to put all that, even if I can't stand you or I hate you or whatever the case is, and you come into my care, I have to put that aside and care, give 100%, 110%. I have to, because for me, at the end of the day, even though we don't get like major rewards and all that stuff like that, at the end of the day, when I know that I've given my 100%, then I can sleep good. Now, if it's some things that I know I missed on purpose, you're gonna have a hard night. You're gonna have a hard night sleeping. You're gonna have a hard the next day. You know what I mean? Because you won't be able to get it out of your head. But if I know
Hmm.
I give 100% every day in whatever I choose to do that day, whatever I'm doing that day, then I'm good.
I most certainly understand that, as it pertains to wanting to put your best foot forward, wanting to give 100%. And
Yes.
the fact that you even mentioned your mother, if you were going to be there for her, what kind of service would you want her to have? And so you give that from that perspective. I think that is absolutely commendable, because a lot of times people do things and they're just there to collect a check.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're just there to extrapolate whatever resources they can and do as little as possible.
Yeah.
But with having the mindset of being willing to um, push yourself to the limit every time, I think that's a thing. That you find that is very rare, number one, in this day and age, where you have so many people that aren't willing to go the distance, aren't willing to put themselves on the line, and aren't willing to go the distance to achieve something with excellence. And again, I think that's absolutely commendable. And
Thank you.
of course, I thank you for your service. You do so much. Again, wear so many different hats, and but each one shows you your commitment to servitude, and I appreciate that. I really do. Um, I guess one of the things I also want to ask you is, what do you think will be the best outcome maybe after retirement? Like, where do you see yourself after you decide to hang up the hat in the job, with your occupation, um, being that this has been quite a bit much of a lifelong journey? Where do you see yourself in the future?
Um, well, to be honest, I really don't see me retiring. I mean, I'm going to retire, but because I need to be always doing something. So I'm pretty sure I pick up something here and there. But for the most part, I've always told my son that once he's settled, I was gonna pack what I can in a backpack
Mm,
and make sure I got my bank cards with me, and I'm gone. It's untelling where you might find me at. I said I was gonna find, maybe get a little camper, or just, I don't know, live off the grid. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But I know I need, the type of person that I am, I need to see the world. You know what I mean? I need to,
mm-hmm,
I can't retire and just be home. I would fade away. I need to be out, and I need to go different places and see different things. So when I retire, I'm trying to do as much as I can
mm-hmm.
without going completely broke.
I definitely understand that. Um, it's one of those things that I think about when it comes to people that are used to being so busy all of the time. And even if that's not necessarily physically busy, but you're mentally busy. And so
Yes.
when it comes to the point where, okay, I'm going to hang up this portion of my life, um, what is the next? What does the next look like? Especially as it pertains to how you see yourself, um and redefining what that looks like after you've decided I'm going to take off the thing that I've been known for so long you know
Yeah.
um and so I think about that, and one thing that I consider is not everyone knows what kind of passion it takes to do the kind of things that you do as a vocation. And so I definitely understand the whole thing of wanting to keep moving, keep
Yeah.
going, pushing yourself to go further than you had. And of course having the financial stability to do so, of
Right.
course.
Right. Because if I ain't got
Right.
the finance, I got to stay home
I
just for a
know,
little
right?
while. Just for a little bit. Just for a
Exactly.
little. But I'm always on the go. Even with me being home for these past 5.5 months, listen, I had to do something every single day. I needed to do something. And when I started going live, I started doing it on my lunch when I was at work. And I just kept it up because I made that, I didn't have to, but I made that a part of my day because I'm used to a schedule. I need structure. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can wing it, but for the most part, I need structure. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock. I'm going to have my coffee. Then I'll have another cup of coffee. Then I'll go clean my room. I'll go on live. I'll get off live. I'll come in the house. I'll straighten up. I'll go shopping, get whatever I need for the house. I'll cook dinner. I'll get ready for bed. Then I go home and I repeat. You know what I mean? So I have to have a structure. Now, that's during the week. During the weekend,
Hmm.
I just wing it. I wake up, I make a few phone calls. What we doing today? Oh, we ain't doing nothing. Oh, I bet I'll do something. You know what I mean? But during the week, I definitely have. I need structure.
Yes, and that I most certainly understand, having that structure. Um, I mean, because a lot of times in having that structure, you have the ability to wing it because so many things are put in place. It's almost
Yes.
like what they say in cooking. I think it's mise en place, where you have everything in its place. And it's nothing like having your cutting board already out, your ingredients that you're going to use. And sometimes life can be like that. When you place everything where it needs to be, then um, your creative juices get to flowing,
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
able to definitely wing it. And we get the opportunity to see that creativity as it pertains to you. And it is most certainly enjoyable.
Really?
Um,
Thank you.
yes, yes, indeed. Um, And which is what makes me so nervous because I be having the tendency. I see your whenever you go live during lunchtime, and I'm like, I'm trying to get over there right quick because you because you're so creative and you're so funny, and so the to hear the things that you think of come on the fly, whether it's a song that's attached to what we're talking about, or whether it is you taking a pause and watching the people walking in and up and down the street or what have you, you just take us on a little journey and I just
I'm
be
so
tickled.
nosy.
Yeah, I know, right? Aren't we all though, to some degree?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone just go down the street and never look to the left or right. And
True.
so with that, I most certainly understand. Well, now that we have a bit of a tidbit, a morsel, if you would, a sip of who you are as a person. This next segment that we'll be going into, and for those of you who do not know, we had just entered into the sip. Now we're about to go into further what we'll be discussing tonight, which is um, the portion that I like to call the refill. Tonight, we're going to be discussing forgiveness or
Ooh, child.
bitterness.
Let me take a sip.
Yeah, go ahead and get you a sip. Go ahead and get you a sip.
Okay.
Yes, because we have had a sip. We've been able to pour just a little bit, but now it is time to sit down and have the talk. I
I'm ready.
think about forgiveness and bitterness, and I think about my own life. And one of the reason why I came to this topic, which was a few weeks ago, the reason why I came to this topic mainly
Mhm.
is because um, you have had the opportunity to see some things out there in the street as an EMT. You have been able to come home with things on your mind. And the reason why I say the reason why I wanted to touch on this is because number one, I work in first response, para first response, because it is attached more so to um, emergency services that prepare the way for the ambulance, prepare the way for firefighters, especially in the roadway because I work in transportation. Um, I think about how many things I've seen out there on the road, how many devastating things that I walk away with or have walked away with. Um, because you sometimes you get to see the final moments of people. And I had come to a place where I was like, I had the question of, was that person at peace?
Right.
Was that person angry? Was that person in a state of disrepair with people? And so, one of the things that I want to discuss first is I want to start with the question of what do you personally think about forgiveness? And I'm asking about forgiveness first for a reason before I go into the other things.
Okay.
But I most certainly want to get your idea of how you see forgiveness. Do you think that it is something that should be afforded to people or to everyone? What are your thoughts? What thoughts come to mind, rather, as you consider forgiveness?
Forgiveness. Now, we all know that you should forgive, not for them, but for yourself. And for me, it's hard because once I feel, and I guess I'm just talking about personal situation, but once I feel that you crossed me, because one thing about me, I will trust you. You know how some people be like, oh, I just don't trust nobody. Me personally, I'll trust you until you give me a reason not to. But once I get to that point and I shouldn't, but I think subconsciously I hold a grudge.
Mhm.
And sometimes I want to just shake it and just be like, forget it, there's nothing you can do about it. But then I see that person, or I'll hear that voice, or hear their name, or, anything that reminds me of them. And then I'm just like, I'm not ready to forgive them yet. I know I should, because I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure whoever it is ain't thinking twice about me. But I think of how they did me, or what they said to me or said about me, even though, it was something far fetched. And I know it was not the truth, or whatever the case is, and other people do too. But, it's just the fact that they said it, just the fact that they crossed me. And
Mhm.
so I try to forgive. I really do. I work hard on it. I pray about that, because that's one of my things. I will hold on to something, and I shouldn't. So I try to forgive. You should forgive. I try my best to forgive. And eventually it gets to that point. But
Mhm.
I just, like, it took it certain situations, it took me a really long time to forgive that person. I'm talking like decades to forgive that person. But I
Mhm.
finally did. So I think you should. And if you can, do it. Forgive them. Not for you. I mean, not for them, but for yourself. You should.
Mhm. Um, it's amazing that you make mention of the fact that it's so easy to hold on to things. I think some of us don't recognize, because there are a lot of people that feel like, oh, I'm a forgiving person. If somebody does me wrong, it's no big deal. I'm not offended and all this and other. And sometimes if you dig a little deeper, you'll find yourself not really able to let some things go. And so, as it relates to forgiveness, do you feel like there are some people who do not deserve forgiveness
Oh,
outside of the fact
absolutely.
that you need it for yourself? And I do understand the needing it for yourself so you can move on. But do you feel like there are people that don't deserve forgiveness?
Absolutely, I do. Because some of them is almost like, and y'all, I think y'all hear me say it all the time. Some people wake up and just choose violence every single day. And you try to forgive them, and they choose violence against you. You know what I'm saying? When you have done nothing to them, and you try to forgive them, but some of them I just be like, "F you forever." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'd be wanting to say that, but I have to think about it, because we all trying to grow. We're trying to be better.
Mhm.
And I know I'm a work in progress, baby, because let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Let me tell there's some people out there, I wouldn't piss on them if they was on fire. I promise you.
Mhm.
And I just be like, well, I'm gonna just have to live with that one, because you ain't getting forgiven today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. We can try maybe next week or something like that. But as of right now, there's a few of them that does not, or do not, deserve to be forgiven.
I most
Absolutely.
certainly understand that position. There are so many things that can happen to us personally. I've been through quite a few things in my lifetime, where I've been harmed by people, and but unlike you, who may have taken the high road as it pertains to maybe not getting back at people, I can't say that. I had been quite vindictive in some moments, being angry and being embittered by some of my experiences, and not necessarily getting back at the people who did the wrong to me. But there have been times where I've done other people wrong, mainly because I had not forgiven the person that did me wrong, and that
Mm,
individual would have um the individual that actually did something to me would have gotten off scot free. And so now I'm holding everyone else to the fire as it
Mm-hmm.
relates to what looks like the behavior of the last person that hurt me. And
Yeah.
so I was asking you about that mainly because sometimes we can feel like our hearts are open to whatever until certain things happen, until we come across certain situations where we're like, no, this person, like, who was that? Samuel Jackson on A Time to Kill. Yeah, I think they deserve to die, and I hope they burn
Yeah.
in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we could come to that place as it pertains to people, and sometimes we don't even realize that because we feel so strongly about the person who did hurt us, that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we can hold other people to that same um, um, judgment, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And
Because that one person did it, now they done fuck it up for everybody.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so I just most certainly understand what it feels like when you have such strong emotions about the things that you've experienced. Um, and so another thing that I wanted to ask as it pertains to forgiveness
Hmm.
is, do you have a hard time with forgiving yourself?
Yes.
I also want to ask along with that, as it pertains to forgiving yourself, there is a do you feel like there is a connection to the experiences that you've had in the past as it pertains to pain and the same measure that you meet with yourself as it pertains to forgiveness?
So, damn it, Tina.
You didn't want to know what we was talking about. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I did. Nope, that's okay. No, no,
Mhm.
apologize. As now the first part of the question, because when you said it, when you finished, I had already thought of a million things that
Yeah.
ran through my mind.
Yes.
So the first part, do I forgive myself? Is it hard to forgive myself? Very much.
Yes. Hmm.
Because y- a lot of times I give people chances after chance. You know what I'm saying? Because, life is short. And so when I give them that fifth or sixth chance, you know what I'm saying? And they continue to do it to me, then I get on myself because we are our own worst enemies. And I get on myself and I'm just like, I can't believe I'll tell this to myself. I can't believe that I allowed this person to do this shit again and again and again. And so by that time I get super hard on myself, and it takes a while. I beat myself up about stuff all the time. And it takes a while for me to forgive myself. It seemed like you should be able to forgive yourself first, but sometimes I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm just like, I'll forgive the other person before I forgive myself. Sometimes it's just hard, very hard for me to forgive myself sometimes. Yeah. I forgot the rest of the question.
Do you think that there is a tie
Mm,
to
between the
what
forgiveness
you've
and the pain.
experienced, the unforgiveness that you have toward those that have done you wrong,
Yeah.
versus, or is it tethered to why or how you do not forgive or have a hard time with forgiving yourself?
I think so, because you have to think about it. If If it's a situation, well, hmm, I think it's a tie. Yes, I'm trying to
I know you had
say
to
it.
process it in real time, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to make it say it so it can make sense. Because in my head, I know exactly what I want to say. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
sometimes when it come out, it's just like what? But
Mhm.
we can come back to that. But yes, there is a tie. There's
Okay.
definitely a tie.
Okay. I ask that because if it's one thing that I always consider is the fact that um the worst pain that we experience sometimes is not the actual thing that the person did, but how we felt about it.
And the person,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
a lot of the times, it's like it's almost like disappointing because you expect so much out of this one particular
Mhm.
person or
Mhm.
group or job, whatever. You
Mhm.
expect so much and they just let you down over and over again. And you just like, well, why the hell am I dealing with this? You know what I'm saying? Why?
Mhm.
And then I beat myself up about that. And I'm just like, what? I, sometimes I'm speechless like now because I'm just like, because now you're making me think about all this other stuff. But I'm just like,
Mhm.
yeah, I, oof.
Yeah. Um it's quite a bit of a deep dive, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Um
okay though. That's okay.
mhm. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Um if it's something that I have found in life is there are plenty of times where I was holding against myself the same heat that I had for someone else as it pertains to disappointment. If I had a preconceived notion, idea, or thought as it pertains to someone, if they did something to me and they let me down, they dropped the ball, or even worse, they did something that was harmful to me, the feeling of not feeling protected, the
Yes,
feeling of not being respected,
yes,
the
absolutely.
feeling of, and this is beyond the actual thing of what they did, but
Right,
it's more
right.
so about how I felt about what they did, how I saw them, how they tore down the image that I had of them
Yep,
that was good,
yep.
that was whole, that the part of them that I embraced at one point in time. And so it is. I've also found that I've been angry with me the same
Hmm.
way. I thought I was better than that. I thought I was smarter than that. I thought that the last time I said I wasn't going to give them another chance or do this anymore, and I did it again.
Yep, yep.
And I let them in again,
Again, so
again.
disappointing. So
Yes.
disappointing.
Because at some point, um, it's one thing to go through something when you're a child.
Yeah,
Because when you're a child, there's a lot of things you can't control. And at some point, when you become an adult, you take on the space of, from now on, I'm going to do such and such to protect myself. I'm going to do this, that, and the other so that no one will be able to pull the wool over my eyes or no one will be able to get into my space to hurt me. And so we wall up a lot of times against the thought of what a person could do.
yeah.
And we try to say that my arms are strong enough to box with this thing. I've done the work. I've set the boundaries. I've put things in place so I don't have to go through those feelings again. Just to find ourselves letting ourselves down the same way
The same path. Ugh.
that others have.
Yep. And then that's when you beat yourself up about shit. And that's where the not being able to forget, or it being hard to forgive yourself because you let this shit happen. Like you, like the saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. No, if you don't fool me about 10 times, then that's completely on me. And now I'm beating myself about it. Hard to forgive myself because I allowed this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
After a certain amount of time, you allowed it to happen. And that's just, it's hard because you, after it's done, you're like, you know what, I should have done X, Y, and Z, or I should have said X, Y, and Z, or that kind of thing. And you just, it's just hard to forgive yourself about it. It really is.
It
I've been
is.
been there. Oof, I'm pretty sure everybody has, but it's so. I think the worst part is the disappointing part. You're disappointed at that person because it's that person, and then you get disappointed in yourself because you allowed that person to do or say or whatever that they did. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Um, which this now is going to take me into the other portion. But before we do that, I
Hmm.
just want to acknowledge, give you a breather. Well, I want to acknowledge the people that are in the chat that have
Writing
come up.
people.
Because we've had money getter. So glad that you as Stash would say, showed up to the function. Welcome to
Hello.
the sip.
Nice to
Welcome to
meet you.
the coffee. Thank you for showing up. Welcome to the sip. I have been typing Corey. So glad that you were able to make it. Welcome to the sip. Um,
That's for Corey. I be trying.
and Wanda, I saw her earlier.
Wanda.
I'm so glad that you were able to welcome to come in um, and welcome you as well into the sip. Um, and like I said, we've been discussing forgiveness. We've been discussing the how difficult it can be as it pertains to forgiveness. And I don't know if I spoke to you, Melinda, but again, welcome to the SIP. Welcome all of you all, Elevated, Yolanda, all of you are welcome into the SIP. Nikki as well, Cheryl as well.
Hey, hey.
Welcome to the SIP. I most certainly want to make sure that I acknowledge all of you all. And if I have not acknowledged you, please understand that um, it's a lot of people that say charge it to my head and not my heart. I ain't see you.
Definitely.
This is just plain. I didn't see you. And if you comment again, I'll see you. And so it's one of those things that I think about as it pertains to forgiveness or unforgiveness,
Hmm.
which takes unforgiveness a step further, which is bitterness. Sometimes when it comes to bitterness, sometimes we don't even recognize when we're bitter about a thing. We don't even recognize that it's gone to that point of bitterness. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes the core action of not being able to forgive is the very thing that begins to touch every other area of our lives, including how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
And because of the thing that was never rectified from the beginning, because of the thing that you never got closure about, you just left with the feelings. You're just left with the emotions. You're left scarred from the things that may have happened or the things that did not happen.
Right.
Because there are the things of, even if I had an assailant, you know, of some sort to do something to me, where were the people that were supposed to protect me?
Right.
Where were my friends? Where were my parents? Where were my siblings? Where were the people that were supposed to have my back when this thing happened? And sometimes we can hold things against other people, and they could just literally have life happening. They
Yeah.
could literally just, I got married that day, or I was in another place. I was in my room sleep. I didn't know it was happening. It's so many things that we can feel like, okay, I can let you go about this thing, but because I didn't resolve the initial thing, every other thing that that person does is an irritant. Every other thing that you falter in, you're frustrated with. Because it's not just them that you see, it's how you see yourself in the perspective of how you think you should be seen in
Right.
the eyes of other people.
Right.
And sometimes we can be harboring this bitterness, not necessarily towards the other person per se, because of something they did or did not do, but harboring bitterness, period, because we were never able to let go of the first thing in the first place.
Yep. And a lot of
And
times they don't even know they did it.
don't
So
even know they did it.
yeah. And don't care.
Creates a domino effect.
Yep.
Everybody now is in the line of fire, including yourself,
Right.
all because I never got over the thing. And regardless to if the thing happened 30 more times or the thing happened once in one portion of your life, what could have happened when you was 20, then it happened again until you were 35, didn't happen again until you were 50. You know what I'm saying? It's still
Yeah.
one of those things of, but I still remember the first,
Yep. The very first time.
the very first time when my heart was broken, the very first time when I was let down by the people that should have been protecting me or should have seen me or should have understood what I was going through or what they were taking me through. Um, and not only that, how we saw ourselves. I should have been stronger than that. I should have said something. I should have called someone. I didn't know who to call. I should have been smarter. Why didn't I know better? It's the
Yep.
things that we tell ourselves, the internal dialogue that we have because we're wrestling with the thing that we can't let go of. We're wrestling with the thing that we don't know how to deal with. And no matter, and I do understand that people go to therapy when they have traumatic events in their life. People talk to their friends, people talk to loved ones, people talk to somebody, everybody. People talk to
Mm-hmm.
strangers trying to get over the thing that they've been experiencing throughout life. And a lot of times, what tends to happen is in the event of my efforts to forgive someone else, the core issue is the fact I actually need to forgive myself.
Yeah.
It
And
starts with me. Yeah.
yeah, it starts within. Definitely starts within. Because you know, sometimes we come across those people. Yes, they some of them know, some of them do it intentionally, some of them have no clue that they did it, but you're pissed off at them and in turn being pissed off at yourself because you either didn't speak up or you didn't handle it then, or you harboring these feelings, like you said, 20, 30 years down the line, you still holding a grudge or angry, and it doesn't get resolved. It really doesn't. Even if you talk to a therapist, uh, it still won't get resolved because it's almost like you need to clear it or close it with that person. You know what I mean? Person or persons. It's almost like you're not going to get any type of closure, be it a therapist or a journal or what, until you almost come to face with that person and just and a lot of the times they said it or did whatever it is and forgot about it right then,
Hmm.
and you 30 years down the line still pissed off, mad at
Hmm.
the world, and nothing gets resolved, and it's not going to get resolved. At least I don't feel like it is. I've never been to a therapist or anything like that, but I journal a lot,
Hmm.
and a lot of the things I feel that it's not going to get resolved until you and that person, yeah, yeah, sit down and talk about it. And I'm a big talker, when it's stuff like that. Because all this fighting and carrying on, I don't do that. I think I probably had a fight probably in sixth grade or fourth grade or something like that. But I don't do all that foolishness because I'll call it. I'm not going to break a nail first of all, and I don't do well in jail. I can't do it because I'm scary. But I just um I just have to feel like I should talk whatever it is. We should be able to talk it out.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just can't. I don't know. I
Hmm.
guess it depends on the person, the situation, or what it's about, or what have you. Because sometimes we be holding on to anger and bitterness and all that stuff like that for nothing,
Hmm.
for something we thought was something big, but if you look at it, it's like, what you mad about because I left a paperclip on the table? You know what I mean? Something simple, and you
Hmm.
just go way left with it. Man,
I
okay, I'm
think
done.
I think that sometimes we tend to minimize or allow some people to minimize how we feel about something.
Yeah,
It could have
that's true.
been that paper clip that was left on the table,
Mm-hmm.
but what memory did that paper clip trigger?
True.
Um, what is that paper clip representing? It is a piece of what we didn't let go of.
Yeah.
It is a piece that reminds us of the thing that we hate the most. Because we can go through some stuff now. Don't get me
Ooh,
wrong.
yes,
But it'd be that
ma'am.
one thing. It's like once you
Yes.
cross that line, once
Yes.
this particular thing, and we all have our the thing. And once that thing happens, and that which again I point back to the bitterness of being the root that spreads to every organ, the root that spreads to every relationship without you even knowing it, without
Yeah.
even understanding that that's what's happening. Um, because it's something that is underground, it's unseen, it's undiscovered in some areas until you rip out what's on the surface, or you take a shovel to dig deeper into the things that of how you really feel, of how you beyond what happened, but the things that you took away from it. Because if you walked away from a situation that was harmful, you end up taking away insecurity.
Yeah.
You end up taking away vulnerability. You end up taking away self doubt. You end up taking away the desire to protect yourself in ways that you may have felt in some at some space or some time that should have been somebody else's um job, even if it was the person that did you wrong. You were supposed to protect me.
Yeah.
You were supposed to honor me. You were supposed to treat me like a person and not treat me like a dog or trash. And it's those things that you walk away with the question of, well, why did they do me that way?
Right. Like, did I deserve that? You know what I mean?
Did I deserve it? And sometimes when you get to that point of, did I deserve it? When you don't finish the project on time, maybe I did.
Then that's when you start beating yourself up about it.
You start beating yourself up about it
Yep.
because the thing that happened is now tethered to every thought about others and every thought about yourself. Um, we're going to go into the overflow.
Okay.
We've been digging so deeply
Mm.
into forgiveness and dug so deeply into bitterness. Um, if it's one thing that I think about is that when you can acknowledge that I see something, whether you see your own innocence in the past and embrace it, whether you see yourself as a victor outside of what happened to you. Whether that be a thing of you re narrate what happened, not saying that it didn't happen,
Right.
but more so, you're not what happened to you. You're not the
Mm-hmm.
product of what happened to you. Meaning, you no longer have to define your self worth by excellence or define your self worth by perfection or define your self worth by being enough or good enough in the eyes of other people. And you don't have to measure yourself against yourself.
Mm, very, very true. Sometimes it's hard.
It is. It
And I
is.
guess it should be done, but it's hard.
It is. It is. It's hard, but it's doable. Sometimes we overlook the fact that we actually are tenacious in nature. We can get past things a lot of times and we can try to bury things sometimes. But the truth of the matter is, even if you're burying something, you're putting in work.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing is to recognize that the work can go towards something else, that you don't have to keep burying the thing, but you can dig it up and you can look at it and you
Yeah.
can face it and you can say all of what you need to say about it and then walk away knowing I faced it. Not only did I face it, I realized that I'm not the thing that I was trying to bury. I'm not the thing that somebody else tried to bury. But because I've been willing to put in the work to see things for what they are and see myself from a different lens, I find the worth in knowing that I care enough to keep caring.
Tina,
Because you recognize that you do matter. You recognize that you matter to you. Not only do you matter to you, but there are other people that see your worth too. And they're glad you did more than just survive. You made it.
I
It
did.
may be a difficult journey and can be a very difficult journey, but there are so many people that have your back for real.
And it's so crazy because a lot of the times, because I tell you all the time, I'm always, for the most part, I'm always home. I'm by myself. I feel like at times you said there's a lot of people that are backing you or what have you. I don't feel that all the time. And so
Mhm,
I feel like I have to be strong or I have to be funny or I have to say something witty, you know what I'm saying? Or I have to be a bitch, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And so, but I don't feel that all the time.
mhm,
But I don't tell people either. I just deal
mhm.
with it. And And I think, the next day it'll get better. You know what I'm saying? I try to be positive about it, but I don't feel it all the time. But I thank you.
Hmm.
You got me
And
on
this,
this internet crying.
uh, just know this. So we about to wrap this up. Just know this, that you don't have to feel it, but you can know it.
And I appreciate it. I do. I do.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because y'all know I don't have no, well, y'all don't may not know. Some of you. I don't have any sisters. I have like my girlfriends, that I be with or what have you. Um, but I'm the only girl. Grew up with four brothers and it's been rough. But y'all are my sisters. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? A few
Hmm.
brothers, a few extra brothers out there, but
A few of them. Hmm.
a few of them. But y'all my sisters. And I feel like sometimes I can come and talk to you all. And I don't know if it's because you don't know me personally, like grew up with me or whatever. I feel like it's certain things that I can tell y'all. You know what I mean? Versus my mother or a aunt. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
even a cousin. I just feel like I can come to y'all. Y'all are my sisters.
Hmm. Do you see what's up here? Can you see the chat? What I highlighted?
Let's see. Let me see. Um, no, I'm not seeing what you.
Okay. I have something highlighted up here, and I'm going to read it. And I
Okay.
know everybody's going to be wondering, why am I reading this comment, but I ain't read none of the other ones? You'll be all right. Hold
It
your
was
horses.
something. Who is it by?
Joyce Woods.
Okay.
Joyce Woods said, this is therapy for so many people, and whoever hears it was meant to hear it. Check this out. She didn't spell HEAR, though she may have meant HEAR.
Uh huh.
She said HERE, it. Whoever hears it with their ears was meant to hear it, meaning to be present
Mm-hmm.
with
Hmm.
the thing that you're experiencing right now, which is love, which is acceptance, which is embrace, which is celebration, because you're HERE. And that was my mom,
Oh,
Joyce Woods. That's my mother, my legitimate whole mama of whom I came out of the womb. And so I want to wrap it up um, with hearing from you. What do you have in store? This is your time to shine, plug what you want to plug, let the people know um, what you have in store for the people, as you are, of course, a content creator among content creators. What should we be looking forward to as it relates to you and your channel?
well, y'all, listen. I try to do different things. I try to go to different places and stuff like that. But I am a homebody. I like to go out from time to time, go and do certain things, but I'm always home. So a lot of the stuff I do or will be doing will be in the house. I'm looking forward to maybe a moving vlog soon. Um, well, a little series or what have you, and then redecorating and stuff like that because I do love to do that. But not like homebody trash level, you know what I'm saying? But we trying to get there. But more shopping, of course. just everyday life, just my life, as boring as it may be to some folk. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got it. I mean, somebody's even more boring than I am, and they might think I'm exciting. So it's just the normal everyday stuff. I'm trying to work on my editing. I promised myself I was going to learn something new once a week about editing. And so but in the meantime, you will get these non-aesthetic blogs or what have you. Probably put them right on the internet, and just opening up more, letting you guys see more into my life, pretty much. Nothing exciting. More jokes,
Absolutely
more eating crabs in
exciting.
the car.
Not more crabs in the car.
Yes, I love eating
Oh,
my crabs in the car. I could eat crabs every day.
I understand. I mean, them things are fine now,
Mm-hmm.
especially with
Yep,
the right
yep.
seasoning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want too much seasoning because I want to taste the crab meat, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, please, by all means, take by all means, be able to taste the crabs.
Don't
Don't
want a pot of
overseason nothing. I know,
Cajun.
right?
Exactly. Ugh.
Exactly.
But
Well,
I
we
look
have
forward to seeing from y'all.
yes, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
you too, Miss Thang.
Yes, yes, I have some things coming up. Of
All
course,
right.
everybody just have to keep their eyes peeled because you never know what you're gonna get from me.
You right. I like it. I like it. That's right.
Yes, yes.
Never let your
Um,
right hand know what your left hand doing.
I know that's right. Um, well, I hope that you were able to enjoy yourself beyond the tears.
I know it. I was like, damn it, that damn kid gonna have me crying. I know it. I'm gonna be tough. I'm gonna be tough. I ain't gonna let her break me. I ain't gonna do it. Came right on this damn internet and bucket of water.
Oh, but you made it. You made it.
I
You
did.
made it. Um, this concludes Tea Time with Tina Mo. If I would, I want to leave you all with a thought of this, which is something that I said earlier. And I saw someone else highlight, I think it was Yolanda. You are not the thing that somebody else tried to bury.
Mm.
You are not the thing that you tried to bury. You have life, you have strength, and you have support. Don't be afraid to reach out because somebody is there to reach back. Thank you all for coming out for Tea Time with Tina Mo. I have welcomed you all to the sip. And since we have sipped to our full, with that, I bid you adieu. God bless you and good night.
Thank you for having me. Thank y'all so much for the support. I really appreciate y'all.
Bye.
Bye.